The buddies I guys doing this morning. The caffeine, as always, because it's one of the best parts of waking up, drinking epic coffee. All right, nice. Well, look what I got. Finally came. My DJI Osmo Pocket 3. When it comes to getting, shit that makes you happy, say my new PC, the Pod built me, when I got an air fryer. This seems up there as well. When I was like, all right, I'm fucking happy that I got this thing. Now there's plenty of other videos that they do a better, way better fucking review than I'm gonna make on this thing. So there's really no point in me like going into details. My channel's not about that. I'm just having fun and chilling, right? Watch any other video review about this product. I'm sure it'd be better than this shit. But honestly, I'm very happy with this thing, right? It's barely gonna be a week since I got it. And the first thing I did was the day that I got it, I went to a mall nearby just to walk around. The gimbal is very fucking smooth. It's very nice. Kind of wanted to do like a side-by-side comparison using my smartphone. So I walked like with them together, side by side. You can totally tell the difference, how jerky my smartphone is compared to my gimbal, which is the reason why I got this guy. Also, I wanted to test it in low light areas. Like we walked into a Dave & Buster where there was like full of people and a lot of arcades and stuff like that. I wanted to check it out, how it worked, and it looks great. We went into like specific stores. I kind of like got close-ups of like say shoes. Went to like a Vans. I wanted to see how good like the micro abilities are for this camera, and it does pick up like details very well. When you're up close, say like the fabric and the fibers and all that. I actually went into a Spencer's like for. That's a joke, right? We walked around for a bit, checking out the shirts, and Spencer's have like adult toys, like dildos and shit like that. So they got some weird shit. They had a Demigorgon dildo and some other weird shit. I don't know. I guess some girls have weird fantasies. Like I don't know. It's cool. Whatever floats your boat. I wanted to get more nighttime footage, but we just stay at the mall late at night. The day I went to the mall, that was actually like a Thursday. I waited till Saturday morning. Actually, Paul had some work to be done on his house. He wanted to like excavate some dirt in his backyard, so he took my camera and I started to film a little bit. And this is where I guess like I started to learn about my camera a bit more, because Paul usually films in 4K, right? I wanted to see what it's like filming in 4K and 60 frames per second, because you can do that with this camera. And the thing I noticed is that like for maybe I feel like I filmed almost like maybe around 45 minutes of footage worth. I'm not exactly sure at this moment. Let's just say 45 minutes of like 4K footage at 60 frames per second. I don't have like the extended battery. This is just like the base model. This is just like an extender to for hand support. But filming that amount of footage at 4K at 60 frames per second, it actually ate up about 60% of my battery life, right? Obviously, filming at high resolution at a high frame rate is gonna eat up your battery, right? You are able to connect a power source into this guy as your film, from my understanding. I haven't done that, but from the reviews I watched, you are able to do that, so that's kind of cool. So if you want to do a time lapse, you can connect some power, and then you can leave the camera fully charged as it's filming in the background, so you don't have to depend on the battery. So that's something to keep in mind. It does obviously it's gonna eat up your battery when you're filming in 4K, right? I usually film in 1080p at 60 frames per second. That's mainly what I was aiming for with this guy. And I went to Knott's like the same day, like after I helped Paul, and I went with some friends, and I started to like film a little bit and during the day. But the main thing I wanted to see was like its abilities during nighttime, how well it works, right? And very low light situation. So one of like the environments that Knott's has that has very little light is one of the rides, which is like a mining ride that they have. You go into like this little minor train thing, and then like, you go inside like the ride, and it's very dark in there, right? Actually did pretty well. Now obviously it's completely dark, so I'm not expecting it to like boost up like the environment that much, but in the areas where there was light, I actually recorded those sections pretty well, and I like the results of it. It is a bit grainy obviously, but for the most part, this footage that I still am able to use and share with you guys. So pretty happy with like the results in that. Also during nighttime, that's when I mainly start to like film more like at night, because Halloween's coming up, so we want to go to like a lot of like late night events. So I want to make sure my camera is able to record those low light environments as well. Say like Christmas, you know, I want to get like some good footage for those nighttime events. And I'm actually, again, I'm very happy with the results, right? Now I haven't messed with the settings too much. From my understanding, you are able to mess with it a little bit more. Like you can do manual settings, I think, and all that shit. But the way how I am, I just want to leave everything on auto, to be honest. I just want to be able to like take out my camera. You know, you flip the screen and then it turns on, right? I just want to be able to do that and film right away and let the camera do most of the work. I'm not too interested in like messing with the ISO and this and that. You are able to compensate. You know, you can click on like certain settings to like boost up the ISO, I believe. There were certain sections where on the footage where it looks a bit like pixelated, and obviously that's like the compression that's happening as I'm filming, right? So there's that to remember. I think what I'm gonna do from now on is like, since I'm able to, probably just gonna start filming at 2K, right? That way, like I'm able to get a little bit more resolution and find that balance between like a higher quality and less battery power usage kind of thing, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I think 2K, I'm gonna stick to that format. All right, a few things that I don't like about this thing at the moment. It's not that big of a deal, but there are things to keep in mind. So usually this strap, I mean, if you look at it, see how it's kind of like clear there? I should just take a picture and fucking put it in post. Probably be easier. All right, yeah, just take a picture of it. Now, I'll put it on screen right now, but if you look at like the area where like the this handle goes in, like the tip of like the fabric started to peel away because like actually the little hole here where like this strap goes in, it's actually the way how it's designed kind of sucks ass. You have to like actually put in like say maybe a paper clip and try to pull that out, and I was almost like, and I was damaging like the strap itself, and I was worried I was gonna like break this this string, right? So it's a very simple process with all the past cameras I have to like basically you do the loop, right? It's not a big of a deal, but with this one was a pain in the ass. I mean, it's not a big of a deal, but I mean like something to keep in mind. I mean like I was there digging with a fucking like a little like a piece of wire, and I was like, you know, digging out chunks of like plastic, so you know, it was like damaging like the plastic. And like I said, like the little plastic bit here, you know, I was scared I was gonna break it, you know. See, it's bare, it's just like the plastic there. I mean, it's not a big of a deal, but like, you know, when you have a new camera, like the last thing you want to do is be scratching up your new device and stuff like that. Another thing I noticed is that you gotta need a current, very fast SSD to use this guy. Now, it uses micro SD cards. You know, you just punch it in here, you know, push it in with your nail, and it pops out. So it does that thing, right? This ain't mine, actually. This is one of Paul's old little micro SD cards that he let me have, because he has like newer ones are, you know, faster, right? Actually designed for, you know, video production. If you're able to afford it, I think actually aim to get a SD card that's designed for filming, right? Not just for storage, but actual filming with this camera. Now, when I first got it, I actually pulled out an SD card from an old phone I had that was only like 16 gigabytes of storage, so it was old, right? And like I kept getting an error saying that like it's a slow, you know, writing speed, so it had to stop recording. Something to keep in mind, if you want to get something like this, you want to make sure you get a fast micro SD card for this device. That way you won't have any issues when it's writing like the information into the card, right? So yeah, something to keep in mind. Also currently, yeah, you can't see the screen, unfortunately. Well, you're gonna have to trust me on this. Right now I have it set to 1080p, 60 frames per second. This card that I have, yeah, this card that Paul gave me, this 256 gigabytes of space in this thing available, right? At least I'm assuming that's the amount of space it has, not just like the model number. Almost. Actually, with the format, it says it's 238.4 gigabytes. So let's just say 240. Fine, 240 gigabytes. That's how much space this SD card has. And currently, I have like 6 hours of like filming time at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And if you want to do 4K, you got like basically 4 hours. It's not a big of a deal of filming time. I think I'm gonna do 2K for now on, 2.7K. Okay, at 60 frames per second. I think that's a good balance. Yeah, I got 4 hours. That's fine. So yeah, I want to get the balance between getting like the highest possible resolution and then like film at like 60 frames per second to make my battery last. So I should be good with that. For like the way how I film, I mainly just like walk around. Now, if I see something I like, you know, that's the cool thing I like about this camera is that like I can just be like, oh, I want to film that. Just flip the screen. Boom, it's ready to go. It's very quick, right? And, you know, I like that a lot, big time. So, you know, I can just film what I need to film. And then like, you know, later when I want to make the video, I do what I'm doing now, which is I talk about it. And then like I just add like the footage later. Usually that's how I've been making my videos, right? At the moment, I'm not too big on speaking in the camera, you know, unless we're doing like our movie reviews. But For the most part, like I feel like I can pack in more and more footage when I'm like talking into the mic and explaining to you what I did over the weekend kind of stuff than I can with me talking into the camera filming, because then like the video could get up to like 40 minutes, and yeah, I don't want to do that. Too much work. This is another thing I guess I don't like about the camera, which is very minor, right? But say if like I'm filming and I'm done, right? You flip the screen, and then it closes, right? It turns off automatically, and then like it does that, like the gimbal puts itself in a lock position. Now check this out. You have like this like case, a protective case. So now if I put it in here and I snap it in place, it's good to go, right? But check this out. The way how like the gimbal is positioned, see like the camera kind of like folds out because like the position it locks itself when you turn it off. Like the gimbal camera is able to be exposed, and I honestly hate that because I mean like the whole point of this protective case is like make sure you protect the lens. So if I had it in my pocket or something, this camera can move towards the out position, and now the lens is being exposed to be scratched up in your pocket or something like that, right? So something you can do is manually I kind of like I pull the camera till where it's able to reach, you know, its limits till it stops. Again, I put it in the case, and now like in that position where I push it towards, it's able to like stay in place, right? See, it doesn't move. So like I kind of have to do that, like just to keep the lens from like moving facing outwards, right? It's a protective thing, so not that big of a deal. But I mean, I don't know why they didn't design that to begin with, right? Because obviously you don't want the lens to be, you know, exposed when it's in your pocket to possibly get scratched and dirty. So I was watching some videos. I guess like people were complaining that, or one of the complaints that I saw in a video was that for it to work, you have to create an account with DJI, and then like once you create an account, you're able to like link up, you're able to activate your device, and then like you're able to use it. You have like a limit, I think, of 5 times of using it, with like turning it on and recording without activating it. To me, it's not that big of a deal. Part of the reason, you know, they want you to do that is you create an account, so that way your device is activated, and like I think for warranty reasons, you know, it's already in the system, right? So I think it's fine. I really don't care. You know, just use a Google account. Just remember which email you use, and you should be fine. There's an app that you use, you download. That way you activate the DJI device through a smartphone. So through your smartphone, you create an account, and once you have the account created, then you activate your DJI product, right? Again, I'm not gonna go into too much detail of like what you are able to do with this thing, but it does come with an app, DJI Mimo, I think it's called. So, you know, you're able to, so I'm gonna turn on my camera again, right? It's on. Here's the app. This is the home screen. You push the little camera icon on the bottom there. You know, it does like the searching thing. It found it. So I hit connect. You know, it's connecting via Bluetooth. You can, it says like, do you want to connect via Wi-Fi? So you can do that, right? And now like, you are able to like control this camera via your phone, right? So if you want to record, you know, do time lapse and stuff like that, you're able to like adjust it and do like the settings that ever you need with this camera. So you can see that it's sending the information from my camera to my smartphone, right? So the cool thing about that is that you can set this up, you know, at a corner or whatever, and then like through your phone you can hit record, and you know, you can control the device through your phone in that way, right? So there's some cool features that you're able to do with this this app, right? You can also control the settings. If you want to do slow-mo, you have more options to do it on your phone. Instead of doing it on like the small little screen here, you can do it on your phone, right? So that's pretty cool. You do a time lapse, but with movement, so you can control like the starting point and the end point of the camera when you want to do a time lapse. So you can do some cool shit like that. So yeah, you're able to do some cool things with this app. So me personally, I'm not too mad about having the account activation thing through the phone. So it's like whatever. Especially with warranties, you know, instead of keeping like the card and doing the register and all the crap, I think it's kind of cool to have an account already made, and it knows that you have like your DJI product and it's already activated, so you know you don't have to worry about it in case something was to happen to your product. So that being said, yeah, I'm super happy with this thing. I like it. All the shit I brought up, like the little minor things, I mean, yeah, it's minor. Yeah, probably the main thing is that, just like the camera, I really wish they would have like adjusted in a manner so like it doesn't like, so when they put the camera in its protective case, you know, that doesn't happen, see? The lens like gets exposed, you know. I really wish like it was designed in a manner so it doesn't do that, but besides that, it's not that big of a deal. I'm super happy. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be creating some cool shit with this thing. I mean, it's still gonna be the crap I've been doing lately, but now I got like a better camera to do it. Oh, another thing, there's been plenty of events where like you know, if I was using my smartphone, say like going to like an event I was filming, you have a giant screen that's fucking like blinding the person behind you or you, so it can be distracting. So it's kind of nice. You have this screen where you are able to control like the brightness, right? So you can you can dim it. So if you're in an environment where you don't want to be so distracting to the person behind you, or blind yourself for that matter, you know, then like you can like actually turn down like the brightness of the screen, right? So it gives you a little bit more comfort as you're filming, right? Also another thing is that like, say if I want to film, I could just put this across in front of my face as I'm walking, you know, that way I'm not like too distracted on filming with my phone to make sure I'm getting what I want to see through my phone, right? I can just walk around and be like, all right. This is cool, so you can have like my perspective, you kind of thing, as I'm like filming and walking around through like a maze or something neat, right? So I kind of like this a lot. I'm getting good footage. I can get cool stuff that I'm seeing from my perspective without being too distracted or too distracting for the person behind me or messing up the environment. Because yeah, I do hate that personally when like we're in a cool environment and some motherfuckers like you know, with their hand up in the air fucking filming, you know, not being considerate with the people behind you. You know, that's a dick move. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this guy. And now that Halloween is coming and all these other cool events, I want to make sure I have a good camera to like to film with. Okay, I got nothing else to say, guys. I love this camera. So far, so good. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna learn how to mess with it, and like Paul said he'd be more than happy for me to bring it over and help him film when we're doing builds or something with it. So yeah, I'm gonna get some use out of it. So all right, my new camera. You guys, again, part of the main reason why I got this camera was mainly because of you guys, the support between you guys watching my videos, leaving the comments, helping me out with like donations or buying me coffee. All that is a motivator for me to like upgrade myself, you know, because I want to be able to continue making this content. So yeah, I want to make sure to give you guys a big shout out to you motherfuckers for doing that. The channel's growing. I got more plans, actually. I got more plans, so stick around for that. All right, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you later. Peace.